Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, all faces. Good to see you all. Yeah, we got some visitors. Good morning, visitors and friends. Hey, hey. And they're just smiling up, looking at me. It's good to see everyone, and happy Pride. Today is our Pride service, and I'm so excited. So let me get started here. Here we go. First, please turn off your cell phones. Mute them, do not disturb them, turn your sound all the way down, but please make sure that you take care of that. Thank you so very much. Well, greetings and welcome to All Faiths Unitarian Congregation. And again, happy Pride, y'all, and I have been extremely busy. I have to say the Rainbow Connection team has been extremely busy. I can see the exhaustion, but the smiling faces. Thank you so much. So we're in for a big treat today. We have 3 reflections we will have from our Rainbow Connection team. So you will hear from 3 people from the team, and they're just going to tell you some things about what it's like to be in the LGBTQIA+ community. Yes, we love our initials. Okay, acronyms and all. Thank you, Rainbow Connection team, for saying yes that you will fully participate in the service today. My name is Alberita Johnson. Most people call me Albie, and around here I'm known as the minister. We here at All Faiths are a diverse and inclusive spiritual community where we welcome people with many beliefs. We welcome your whole self, your full identity, your questioning mind, and expansive heart. At All Faiths, we have more than one way of experiencing and understanding the world. No matter who you are, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, and no matter whom you love, you are truly welcome in this place. So, is there anybody here visiting with us for the first time? Raise your hand. How about second timers? There we go, there we go. Hello everybody. It's good to see you. Now we do have some connection cards. Have you all received a connection card? All our visitors, connection cards. Very good. Make sure you fill it out, please, and you can deposit it inside of the baskets as they go around when we're doing the offering. We would love to get to know you a little better. So by you filling that out, we'll get to know you, and we can add you to any list that you check off on there. So if you would like to know a little bit more, while you're here today, you can visit someone from our membership committee over in the welcoming corner, right behind the folding doors there. So I have a few announcements. Now this is some of the things that happens. We come in on Sunday morning and people rush over and start giving me announcements from their mouth, like I'm gonna memorize it. And that has happened. So I just have to say, somebody said to me, can you say something? And I said yes, and now I don't remember what it was. Oh, what is it?
We're going to have a very brief meeting of the greeters right after service. 5-10 minutes at the most.
Greeters are very important because they're right there at the door. So I'm just going to say okay to that announcement, because usually we would like you to let us have the announcements before Sunday morning. That's very important because you all know, what does everybody like to do? Keep record of time. And so if we don't know about those announcements ahead of time, we may not have time for the announcement. So it's very important that we know as soon as possible, probably Friday before the Sunday. Okay, so here is yet an announcement that did make it. Our Rainbow team, our Rainbow Connections team, is doing a fundraiser. Now, if you all can remember or recall, I like to use those words, if you can recall, last Pride that we attended, Naples Pride, and we did a big to-do, Julie and Patty had donated $10,000 in our name for Cape Coral Pride, and we were very pleased about that. And now they have said we will give matching up to $10,000. So, yeah, isn't that a wow? Yes, wow, clap. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. So what we want to do is have fundraisers. So this way the Rainbow Connection team can raise funds and All Faiths to get some, and then some will go towards the different activities that the Rainbow Connection team puts on, like going to all of the Pride events and supporting visuality and the Harmony Chamber of Commerce. So please do join us at the fundraiser. It is on June 30th, and we will have Tropical Storm, of which our own Carlos is a member. And if you don't know anything about Tropical Storm, it is a men's a cappella group, a gay men's a cappella group, and they are fabulous. So definitely come out. And because we are so talented here, we are going to have a night of poetry and song. So if you are a poet or you got some little story inside of you or you have a favorite poem, please see myself or Frank or David and get on the list, because again, we have to see how many people would like to share. So come on out, June 30th. It's in the evening. It's a Sunday, 6 p.m. Tickets are $15. You add another $5, you're automatically entered into the 50-50 raffle, and you might be the lucky one. So come on out. We would love to see you. Plus, we'll have food and all of those things. So that should satisfy you. I hope you can make it. Okay, so announcements are done.
Greetings, I'm Carlos Garcia, your director of music. Today we'll be using our Trio hymnals for the hymns. However, there is a typo for the How Could Anyone. It says 1603. It's 1053. Right now we'll be singing Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. So please stand in body and or soul as we sing number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
Today is Frank Stevens. Frank Stevens is the co-chair of our Rainbow Connections team, and he's going to light our chalice. And please recite the words. They are printed in your order of service. We light our chalice flame for those who live their lives in closets of shame, for those who visit, nobody knew your name, for the Stonewall riot and the fierce trans women who fought, for the plague which still takes far too many, too young, too soon. So many are gone, so many never lived to see our gay kids singing on TV, our gay people serving in the military, marriage, equality, families formed by intention. We light our chalice flame for all these. Out in the open with pride. With pride in the open. It's now time for our joys and sorrows. Am I in the right place? Yes, joys and sorrows. If you have a joy or sorrow or gratitude in your heart and you would like to come up and share, now is your chance to come and share with us.
I'm going to light a candle for Diane and Doug Cartwright. They came back from their cruise with respiratory infections, and Diane also has an ear infection, so they're staying home. They didn't want to share those with us. keep them in your thoughts and prayers.
Thank you, Joyce. Thank you. We have to remember them. You know, when we travel sometimes, we come back and things.
Turn the mic on.
Sorry about that. So that was for Doug and Diane because they're traveling. Frankie, good morning. Go ahead, you can speak.
I want to light this challenge this morning for the living legacy of Dr. Wayne Robinson, for the children with basic learning skills. He has blessed over the years by giving and supporting this organization. The last I saw of him was standing with the group as we relaunched basic learning skills. He was waving. I'll bring a picture for you guys to see, and that was about 3 weeks ago. He had a check ready for them then. So right now, I light this candle for the long legacy because there are children that are developed and their lives will never be the same because of the gift. That's a living legacy for he and Joyce.
Like this.
And many of you here, they have made donations for the children. Basic Learning Skill Learning Center.
He was a giving man, and he gave so much of himself
Yeah. Thank you.
for Reverend Wayne. Tina?
Tina Noel, missed last Sunday because I was a little tired. We had 23 people at our 11th quarterly open house for Audubon at our place, and we were well visited. And I won't be with you next Sunday either because I'm going on a cruise with girlfriends.
Oh,
We're going out to spread some joy, so please. I know you've had sorrow, but we have hope for tomorrow.
yes, there's always hope. Hold on to it. Enjoy your cruise with your friends, and we're grateful for the Audubon.
Yes.
Anyone else? All right, well, I'm going to light this candle. We have a couple of people who have had surgery recently. For Charlotte Blitt, Nicole Racine, Pam Felsa, and I believe Judy Alberta's husband, Greg, tomorrow. Ann Batal, that's right. Oh, my goodness. So I'm going to light this for Greg that he will have a safe and successful surgery. And I'm also going to light a candle. This is falling over. I'm going to light a candle for Gay Pride. I hear whispering. Is there some candle I should be lighting?
Amen.
I heard that whispering. Okay, so I will light this candle for Gay Pride and for all of those here and who are watching us streaming. If you have any joys, sorrows, and gratitudes in your heart, I like that's for all of us. May you remember always to care and pray for those of us who may be sick and unable to make it. Moving right along. It's time for our sound of silence. So I would like everyone to please close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Did I miss something? And turn your hearts and minds to today's service and contemplate our blessings.
Please rise as we sing number 123, Spirit of Life. 123, in the back of your teal hymnal.
Opening words. A protest and a party. People sometimes ask, is pride a protest or a party? And the answer is, of course, yes. It is both. Why not? Why not? Why not rejoice as we resist, dance as we demand change, celebrate as we create community that delights in all of who we are? So bring all of that with you this morning. Bring your policy demands. Bring your glitter. Bring your rainbow socks. Bring the emptiness you feel sometimes for our siblings gone a little too soon. Bring your Gloria Estefan remix tapes. Bring your tender hope for change. Bring your most garish eyeshadow. Bring your spirit, your tattered and battered hearts. Bring your world that seems insistent on choosing fear and hate. Gather up all these things, bring them here to a place where we don't have to shoulder these burdens alone. Instead, we celebrate these joys. Come, let us worship together. Amen and amen.
I invite you to sing along our prelude, Standing on the Side of Love, number 1014, 1014 in your teal hymnals. Of the Spirit, faith, hope, and love abide, and so every soul is blessed and made whole. The truth in our heart is our guide. We are standing on the side of love, hands joined together as hearts become one, and emboldened by faith, dare to proclaim we are standing on the side of love. Sometimes we build a barrier to keep us tightly bound, erupted by fear, unwilling to hear, denying the beauty we found. We are standing on the side of joined together as hearts become one, and emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are standing on the side of love. A bright new day is dawning, when love will not divide, reflections of praise in every embrace, fulfilling the vision divine. We are standing on the side of love, are standing on the side of love. We are standing on the side of love.
Standing on the side of love, emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim that we're standing on the side of love. There's nothing wrong with love. I don't know how some people can try and turn that around. Well, I'm going to share a short reading with you. It's called Everybody's In. Is it the glitter? Some people think it's the glitter that makes the pride parade like heaven, pearly gates and streets of gold. Surely heaven has as much glitter as a pride parade. There's definitely enough glitter there to make a person believe that the pride parade is like heaven. Some people, of course, do not think the pride parade is like heaven. After all, who will let all these people in? Surely there's some kind of form to fill out. One must be given clearance and at least abide by the dress code. Speaking of, what is the dress code for heaven? What documentation is required? Of course, this is the strongest argument that the kingdom of heaven is like the pride parade. All are welcome, like the pride parade. We don't get to decide who is and who is out. Everybody's in. Everybody. Or maybe it's the kingdom of heaven. It's like the pride parade because it's a protest party against bigotry, against hate, against fear. A protest against being someone you aren't. Against the idea that there are only some people, some are worthy. A protest against anything that does not lift up love. That's quite a parable, isn't it? The kingdom of heaven is like the pride parade, where all are welcome and love wins. We know it by the glitter and the love. Amen and Ashe. How can anyone?
And now please rise in body and or soul as we sing How Could Anyone, number 1053. 1053 choir, please come up. It's a short song. It'll be sung 3 times.
We need a little leadership.
All right. I know that song can just do something to you. So we have our three speakers about to come up. I got it. It was really tight. About to come up. And I'm so excited to hear from them. So we also have a board member. As a matter of fact, we have two board members who are going to be sharing here, and they're also part of the Rainbow Connection team. So first up is our own Dick Scudder.
Well, Albie just told you my name. I'm Dick Scudder. And I was born July 25th, 1947, in Georgetown, Kentucky, the heart of the bluegrass, and also where bourbon was invented by, believe it or not, a Baptist preacher. His name was Elijah Craig. And for me, just being able to stand here in front of you all talking about being gay, I just have to tell you, I've come a long way, baby. I was born gay. No groomer needed. It's just who I was and who I am and who I always will be. Growing up in the 50s and being gay was just not socially acceptable or politically. You had to stay constantly on guard and work at pretending to be straight. I was a very confused little boy. For Christmas one year when I was about 5 years old, I asked Santa for a doll, a baton, because I had visions of being a majorette, and an electric train. Well, believe it or not, I got all three of them. That's also when I figured out there wasn't any Santa, because I found the electric train box on our back porch. So anyway, the worst thing that could happen to a kid like me in the 50s was being called a sissy. And I don't remember, that word's kind of like you rarely hear it anymore. But to be called a sissy back then was just devastating. And of course, I had some feminine traits and I was called a sissy quite often. And so I had to learn. I had to learn to act straight. I was definitely in the closet. I was the great pretender. So I had girlfriends. I married. I had a wonderful daughter. Then, boom, my wife divorced me. Shattered my make-believe world. After years of therapy and living about 18 years in a very remote part of West Bygod, Virginia, I got married again to a woman. I was a very slow learner and still trying to be the great pretender. Well, guess what? That didn't work either. After 4 years of a very difficult marriage, I finally realized women were just not my thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I love women, but around this time, I decided it was time for me to tell my daughter that I was gay. I sat Lauren down and I told her, and you know what she said? She says, "Daddy, I've known that for years." She said, I just thought you didn't trust me enough with that knowledge, to know that I would always love you no matter who and what you are. Well, that really meant a whole lot to me. So let's say I left my cocoon of West Virginia, my small town, West Virginia town, when I was about 50 years old. Moved to the big city of Memphis, Tennessee, which was real big compared, it's 1 million people compared to where I was. It was like maybe 14,000. And lo and behold, I gradually became me. That boy that liked dolls, batons, and electric trains. And oh yeah, I like men too. Several years into my life in Memphis, I met this wonderful guy named Dan, now my life partner love of my life, and my husband. I now love my life. I'm free to be me. I'm out and proud. I'm proud that we have fought so hard for our equal rights and the rights to be married. But for how long? We must stay vigilant, protect these rights. Thank you all.
And now, my sweetheart, I'm not going to tell the story. It's her story to tell. Just sit here.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Pride. My name is Carol Latino. This morning, I'd like to share a short reflection of my life as a gay woman. Fortunately, I've never been raped or beaten. That does happen. When I was in my 20s, a lifetime ago, the only place to meet people was in a gay bar. So a lot of our socialization was in a gay bar, was in bars. I was lucky to be living in Fort Lauderdale. There were a number of gay bars, restaurants at that time. Eventually, you find your posse, so you get to know each other, go to each other's homes, and bond as friends. Looking back, I would have done some things differently. I missed a lot of my family gatherings because my friends came first. Some of them aren't around now. My niece, you can't get that time back. When you're in gay life, when you're in a gay lifestyle, your friends are your family. You live and learn. I came out to my parents early on. They did what was expected, quickly set up an appointment with a shrink. It was a difficult time back being a homosexual when it was considered a disease. What else could they do? For some reason, this was common. Adults blame themselves. People, it's not your fault. Stop with the guilt. The psychiatrist was exactly the stereotype of his practice. Man with a cigar, pipe, sitting behind a desk, judging. That was the first and last time. I always loved being in nature, so I wound up buying a little pop-up camper, and we had a group of women that would go camping. I loved hanging around the fireplace, telling stories, having a few cocktails, some of my favorite memories. To this day, I still camp on vacations. Now, it's in a 40-foot camper, a little different, with all the amenities. But we're still on a 5-acre space with plenty of deer walking through the land and many fire pits around. Then we come back to reality, where people take a double take if you're too close to your partner. During my 30 years of working in the post office, my first 10 years was working nights. One night I came home and my house was broken into and vandalized. They had sprayed lesbian, queer, all kinds of homophobic things on my walls in red spray paint. I was horrified. I was living alone at the time. I couldn't believe my eyes. I knew it wasn't a neighbor because I was friends with all of them. But I also knew it was the new guy down the street, the redneck guy with the flag and the truck. But how could I prove it? I was terrified to go to sleep. How could anyone do that to me? I felt violated and scared. I called a friend and she came over and stayed with me for a few days. Naturally, I called the police, filled out a report. You remember this was the 70s or 80s. Things weren't so open then. That turned out to be a thing also. One of the cops was looking out for me when I came home late from work. Pretty soon he wanted to hang out, get a little too friendly, so that became an issue. I couldn't get rid of him for a while. Eventually he got the hint, left me alone. It was not easy growing up gay. I was out to my parents, but they still weren't used to it. I couldn't bring my partner home for holidays. That too eventually changed. It takes time. My parents were the best. I knew, I knew many of my friends couldn't come out to their family or they were disowned. A few were lucky like me and had a warm, loving, and understanding parents. I was asked, if you don't hate men, then why aren't you with a man? I tried a straight life. I think we all do at one point. I had a boyfriend for about a year or so. No, someone's saying no. Most of us. I had a boyfriend for about a year or so, but I missed a woman's touch, smell, and just being around them. I do love women. So I beg you, if you have a gay person in your family, just treat them and their partner with respect, just like any other couple. It's not going to change. I'm proud to be gay. We are just people living a good life, happy and healthy. We are all one.
Okay, David.
All right, so I'm going to apologize right now because you will see emotional outbursts from me because I can't do this without crying. So I'll get through it as best I can. To fully understand what pride means to me, you want this higher? All right. Here. To fully understand, I can hear myself now. To fully understand what pride means to me, I must tell you what life was like for a gay man in the 1980s. As an older gay man, pride was a very distant thought. The LGBTQ community was a non-existent class in society. We were hidden and mostly just trying to survive. It wasn't until I graduated from college and moved away from home that I began to explore my sexuality and living my true life. Despite moving to the big city of Detroit, I had no idea where to meet other men. This was before today's dating apps, and gay bars weren't advertised. They weren't even on maps. I didn't know another gay person to take me to a bar. I had to either ask a taxi driver or a police officer to tell me where one was. Unfortunately, bars are the only place to meet other men at that time. When I finally made it to a gay bar, I was so scared that I almost turned around and left. I was all alone and afraid that somebody would see me that I knew, or worse, somebody that I worked with, because I could lose my job if somebody found out. When I finally got the nerve to go inside, I saw what looked like 100 guys dancing, talking, socializing. I didn't even know something like that was possible. It was amazing. And that's when I realized I wasn't alone. In 1986, I was diagnosed with HIV, and it was an unfortunate consequence of my very first sexual encounter with somebody I met at the bar. I was devastated. I couldn't tell anybody. The fear was almost unbearable. It complicated my life for many years after that and made meeting other men much harder and love impossible to find. It's very difficult to feel proud of yourself when you're told you're not worthy of love or toxic to others. How can you be proud of something when others thought that being gay was an abomination, unnatural, unholy? Having AIDS was a death sentence, something gay men deserved. Even other gay men shunned HIV-positive men. Over the next 25 years, I worked on my journey to pride and eventually overcame my fears. I forced myself to attend political marches on the Capitol to Lansing, Michigan. We were confronted, and even in Naples Pride, Jesus hates fags. You're going to hell. I even faced the fear of being exposed on national news when I passed by TV cameras while marching down Fifth Avenue at a New York City Pride event. That was the world that gay men lived in at the time. How could you possibly feel proud of yourself when you were constantly confronted with hatred and fear? I eventually found affirming organizations and friends that helped me work through my own self-worth issues and helped me find love and acceptance within myself as well as in my community. At the age of, in July 63, my journey, I'm the young one, my journey of self-discovery is not over, but after almost 40 years, I did find pride. Today, I find myself in a 15-year committed relationship with a partner who loves me. I no longer care what people think of me. I can proudly say that I'm a gay man and a person who deserves to be loved and respected. For me, pride is knowing that you're not the only one. Pride is seeing people on TV like me. Pride is not feeling dirty or an abomination or unholy. Pride is the unquestionable feeling of acceptance and being loved for who you are and whom you love. Pride is seeing the change in yourself from your darkest moments and recognizing those changes that have taken place within you and the world around you that say you matter and you are equal. Pride is celebrating the lives of those who came before us, those gay men, lesbians, and the drag queens who fought and died for equality when others wouldn't. For the lesbians that stood up for gay men when the AIDS crisis devastated our community. Pride is going back to that original gay bar 30 years later and seeing the young people with friends when I was all by myself. Pride is the overwhelming emotion that you get every time you attend a gay pride event, visibly crying when you see miles of people and pride floats that include representation from the community that see you, acknowledge you, and value you. Gay pride is about having celebrations, marches, and festivals that are visible signs that we are not alone. Some of us can be ourselves for the day and be the way God made us without hatred and negativity. Sorry. I stand up for who I am and those like me. I've worked hard to be the person I am, and I want the same recognition as others in this world. I go to a lot of gay pride events, Naples, Tampa, Miami Beach, Cape Coral, and I see hundreds of people marching alongside gay men and women, gay-friendly businesses, moms and dads celebrating their gay sons and daughters, and the huge trans community that goes overlooked in our society, in our state. I shed tears of gratitude to those people and am proud to be gay. Sorry.
We are not alone. We are not alone.
Where can I get a hat like that?
I thought of you when I put it on.
Oh, as you can hear, sometimes it seems like everything is fine and us gay people, we're just walking along and living our lives. But we do know there are like little shadows. Where can we go? So we go on Olivia cruises. It costs us double the amount, but at least we know we are around so many other lesbian women, trans women, and we feel safe. the places that the ship takes us to, they have already let the city, that county, whatever country it is, that this big boatload, a shipload of lesbian women will be appearing at on your docks. And they're, yes, and our money is green. And yes, they have all of their stuff on, and yes, we will be there. And these countries welcome us. But we also know there are places where we are not welcome, and Olivia will not take us there. But sometimes we have to go places where we know that we are not welcome, and we know that we cannot be ourselves. And something devastating can happen, and I want to hold her hand. I want to hold on to it tight. I want to say everything's going to be all right. But instead, we have to kind of stand there and act like we're just really good friends. And we're faking. Sometimes we have to live a lie because of society's demands. That is unfair. It is not equality. It is not equity. It's just fear. People are afraid of us. You can't catch gay. You can't catch it. So stop. We want to love and be accepted just like everyone else. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing from your hearts. I know you had to be really brave and peel back a little bit of the onions that maybe it could have been like a little scar that's healed over. And today they peeled it back and let us see. But remember, because they had to peel back, there's some little wounds there now. So remember to reach out and touch someone and let them know that you care and that you love them and that it is all right, that you love them just the way they are. I had so much I was going to say, but you all shared so much, so I'm just going to move along before I start crying. But I can say I know what it's like to be in the closet for many, 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 many years and just looking. My husband and myself, and I would think they're probably looking. I'm sneaking and looking, so is he. It was ridiculous. I'm watching, he's watching that pretty woman, and so am I. We could make jokes, but in the back of my mind, I was always afraid that he might have caught me looking over. You know, it's not an easy life, but when you are finally free, when you can finally be yourself and be around people who know, love, and accept you, what a burden. What a burden. We could just let it go. So during Pride Month, you may see us all happy. Who knows? David might show up in a tutu, and that's okay. That's okay. That's okay, because I'm thinking, I want a boa, and I want to do things too. But that's all right, because there is love, and there is joy, and that we also have. And if you've ever gone to a Pride event, you know that we are filled with joy and happiness, and we are parading because we are free and happy. And that's all we've ever wanted, to be free and happy, to love and be loved. That's what it is. So, it is now time where we can all take part. This is when we give offerings. I guess you've been wondering when that time was going to appear, but it's now. So go right ahead. Dig along in your purse, in your pocket, in your wallet, in your billfold, in your pocketbook, wherever you keep your stash, feel free to pull it out. And while you're doing that, I'm going to make a little joke because laughter makes us generous. So here's a joke. It may not be that funny, but I found it. This one is called the magic wand. The magic wand. So magician was asked to perform at the LGBT party. So there they were doing magician stuff. And he pulled out his wand. Poof! And everyone in the party turned into fierce divas. Of course, because that is what it's all about. To be fierce, to be that diva, to not be afraid. That genie knew exactly what to do. So, we appreciate your offerings. We appreciate your generous donations. It will support our dedicated staff, our beautiful facility, our inspiring services, interesting activities, and social outreach here at All Faiths. We invite our visitors, again, to please place their completed visitor cards inside the offertory baskets. And if you are with us live streaming, watching right now, you can mail checks or visit our website, allfaithsuu.org. Our offering now be taken.
What do you do when you've done all you can and seems like it's never enough? And what do you say when your friends turn away and you're all alone, all alone? Tell me, what do you give when you give it? Stand when there's nothing left to do. You just stand, watch the Lord see you through. Yes, after you've done all you can, you just stand. Tell me, how do you handle the guilt of your past? Tell me, how do you deal with the shame filled with pain? Tell me, what do you give when you give it your all? Seems like you can't make it through. Child, you just stand when there's nothing left to do. You just stand, watch the Lord see you through. Yes, after you've done all you can, you just stand all you can, and seems like it's never enough. And what do you say when your friends turn away and you're all alone through the storm? Tell me, what do you give when you're giving your all and seems like you can't make it through? Well, you just stand, Lord see you through. Yes, after you've done all you can, you just stand. Yes, after you've done all you can, you just stand.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That is one of my favorite songs. And it's called Stand, obviously, by Donnie McKirkland. And Donnie McKirkland also hid for many years. I met him years ago in New York City, and he was singing that song. And that line in the song where it says, what do you do when you've done all that you can and you feel like you can't make it through? You still have to stand. You have to go forward. And that's what it's all about. No matter how difficult, go forward. You can't undo the past, but you can certainly move forward. So, let me get back to where I'm supposed to be. All right. Closing words. You, my friends, you are the story in the world. You are the story of this world. You are the world coming to know itself. May you trust that all you will ever say or do, that it belongs in the story of this world. So go in peace. Amen and Ashe.
Amani utupe na ustawi, which is from Kenya, Africa, which means grant us peace, give us courage.
Amani utupe na ustawi. We need strength to carry on our load. Amani utupe na ustawi. Grant us peace, give us courage. Amani utupe na ustawi. Grant us peace, give us courage. Amani utupe na ustawi. Road is rocky and the way is dark. Different fork, Amani utupe na ustawi. Grant us peace, give us courage. Amani utupe na ustawi. Grant us peace, give us courage. Amani utupe na ustawi. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Amani utupe na ustawi. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Amani utupe na ustawi. Grant us peace, give us courage. Amani utupe na ustawi. Grant us peace, give us courage. Amani utupe na ustawi. Amani utupe na ustawi.
Yes, grant us peace, give us courage. Umane tupe. No, it's not way. South African dialect. Okay. Oh, Kenya? Kenya dialect, yes. Okay. Thank you, thank you. Got us some new language going.
Where do we get the tickets for 30th?
Oh, yes, let's do that. Good question. See that little table in the back there? Right over near the welcoming corner? You can, the activities table, yes, thank you. The activities table, you could go over there and be active and get yourself the tickets for Song and Poetry on June 30th at 6 p.m. We'll have hors d'oeuvres, hopefully hot and cold, maybe a little bit of wine, but mostly we will all be here sharing, and it will be the last day of Pride Month, so obviously we will be celebrating Pride once again, and it is a fundraiser because we are moving towards that $10,000. So come on out and support us. It will be a 50-50, so we'll all be winning. The tickets are $15, and if you want to, just throw in that $5 and get your ticket right away for the raffle because you might be the one. All right, you got to be in it to win it. That's what I heard. Anything else? All right. Who is going to be at the table, Carol?
It was supposed to be me, but I have a couple other things to do, but I could,
Somebody will do it. That little table over there. Okay, so thank you so much. We had a wonderful, wonderful service today. Thank you, Dick Scudder, letting us know all about West Virginia and Kentucky and Memphis, Tennessee. I'm like, that's kind of like my stomping ground. I got a lot of people in Memphis, a lot of people. Carol, Latino, my sweetheart. David Donovan. And David, you are a genuine speaker. I heard you get a little emotional, but you pulled that together and shared deeply from your heart. And we learned a great deal about what the life is like. And we learned that gay people are human beings. And that's the main thing. We're human beings. Don't wipe your feet on us. We don't like it. And it's not nice. It's not nice. Okay, Carlos. Thank you. Thank you very much. I know Carlos must be exhausted Ooh. And all voices choir, singing in foreign languages and all. It was wonderful. So thank you all so much for our music people, for our sound people, for our video, audio people, for our coffee and sugar and snacks and stuff in the back, for everyone that made this service possible today, and for all our visitors and friends. I thank you for joining us today. It is so good to be connected in whatever way that we can be. I now call forth Frank Stevens. He's going to come and join me over here. And while he is extinguishing the chalice, I ask you to please look to your order of service again and recite the words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into the world. Peace and blessings, everyone. Enjoy, have some coffee and tea and cookies and everything in the back. Thank you, Frank.